Good morning, Tracy Tigris. Welcome to this week's edition of Principal Talk. I'm Mr. Bull.
And I'm Mrs. Lackey.
Welcome to week March. It's hard to believe that we're already finishing up our fourth quarter this week. And remember, we only have 3 days of school, and then you have 11 days off for spring break. We hope that you all enjoy some time with your family and friends, and hopefully it's nice enough to be outside to celebrate all of those spring activities. Well, let's say our respect pledge. You can say it with Mrs. Lackey and I. I respect you, and you respect me. I am responsible so all can see. I choose every day to act kindly. Always a Tracy Tiger I will be. And also remember those Tracy Tiger traits. You can say them with me. At Tracy, we are respectful, responsible, and kind. Mrs. Lackey and I have been around in a lot of rooms and also at lunch and a little bit of recess to see how you have all been using those Tracy Tiger traits. We've also talked about being respectful, responsible, and kind, also celebrating students' classes that they have earned so many positive points. We have been in there to have some games and fun. So with that, Mrs. Lackey, why don't you talk about what's happening with Second Step?
Well, the last couple weeks we've talked about fair ways to play. And here is the poster that shows the different fair ways to play. On this poster we can see sharing, trading, and taking turns. Today we're going to talk about making amends. That's what happens when mistakes occur. We sometimes have to make amends. So everybody makes mistakes sometimes.
And when you hurt someone's feelings, it's important to take responsibility.
Taking responsibility means admitting what you did, apologizing, and offering to make the situation better.
This is called making amends.
It can be hard to take responsibility, but it's the right thing to do, and it helps everybody feel better.
This week, when you make a mistake, remember to find a way to make amends.
It's a really good piece of advice here for our spring last quarter of the school year. If there are people each and every day, Mr. Bull, me, adults and kids who make mistakes, the important thing to do is when we make a mistake is to make those amends. And you can talk with your classmates and your teachers too about different ways that you can make amends. You don't have to think of all of those on your own. So that's a great skill for our second step. I think we talked a little bit about that last week as well.
We sure did.
Because it's super important. We want to make sure that you know that when mistakes happen, you take responsibility and then we make amends.
Something else that we'd like to talk about just briefly today is when we use the restroom over in the 3rd and 4th grade area, we are counting on each and every student to ensure that when we go in the restroom, we use the restroom, wash our hands, dry them with paper towel, place them in the waste paper basket, and then head on out. There's no time for fooling around in the restroom. Please do your very best to be respectful, responsible, and kind in the restroom at all times.
Okay, well with that, Tracy Tigers,
Have